Good evening. This is the April 24th meeting, the Walpole Conservation Commission. And we have a number of hearings that we'll go through tonight. The first one is for determinations of Lot 1 and 6 at Dover Drive, High Oaks. We're going to put these two together as far as reading in, and we'll look at each one independently. Public hearing notice, Town of Walpole, Commonwealth of Massachusetts, Conservation Commission, request for determination of applicability.
Thank you.
Accordance with Massachusetts General Laws, Chapter 131, Section 40 of the Wetlands Protection Act, Walpole Wetlands Protection Bylaw, notice hereby given the intent of High Oaks LLC to construct at Lot 1 and Lot 6, Northwood Estates, Dover Drive, Walpole, Mass., portions of map 11 and 12, lot 49 and 84. A single-family dwelling with associated grading and utilities within the 100-foot buffer zone. Application and plans may be viewed at the Conservation Commission office or at www.walpoleMass.gov/Conservation Commission. Public hearing in the above matter will be held in person, April 24th, 2024, beginning 7 p.m. All interested persons requested and present. Okay. I don't think we have anything to read in, is there, for these?
No.
There's nothing to read in, so representing the applicant,
Robert Truax of Truax Engineering Group.
and we're starting with Lot 1.
Okay. I'm going to just give you an overview of the lot so you can see where I am. This is the overall subdivision. And this is Dover Drive coming in, and then Delaney comes up through here, and then this is the Jack Walsh Lane, part of the subdivision. So Lot 1 is right here when you come in off Dover Drive on the right. Just give you a little overview of where we're at. I'll leave that right there, in case you have any questions. So this is Lot 1. We did an RDA on this, and the reason being, you can see the wetlands out in the back here. And then there's a drainage basin for the subdivision that's right here on the back of this lot with an easement. And the 100-foot buffer comes up through the basin and then up around the backyard. The house is outside the 100-foot buffer. This is the proposed dwelling. Driveway goes out the front, showing riprap entrance for the construction entrance for the house. So there's very little activity back here, and some of this will be cleared and take place when they build the actual basin. So I felt that an RDA on this one was sufficient. We have some roof recharge shown. We sized it. It's all up through here. We show it for the 1 inch of runoff over the roof area. The roof area is just over 2,500 square feet. It's a pretty sizable footprint. These are all 35 by 72 boxes. So anything that would come outside of that, they'd have to come back here for an amendment or a new notice of intent or a new RDA. When speaking with the developer, we felt that box was sufficient to fit most of the houses in there that they would consider building. It's all serviced by town water, town sewer. There's really not much going on. This will, obviously, there'll be some clearing already done before they get to this lot for the roadway. And like I said, we do have the basin back here. We show the erosion control. The one thing I didn't show is I didn't show any wetland bounds, and it's only because we're putting them in for the subdivision. I don't actually have them on here, but we're putting some back here for the subdivision around the basin. I don't know if you wanted to see, I don't know, anything else, maybe up in here or something, I'm not sure. So I really didn't show any on this particular site. But that's pretty much it. Pretty quick overview.
Okay. Dennis?
Yeah, I just have a couple recommendations to probably put on the plan. And these will repeat throughout for some of the talks. So I think a note on the plan near the basin, or if you have a note somewhere on the plan, that the operation and maintenance plan for Basin 2 is covered under the order of conditions for Northwood Estates 315-1261. And just referenced on that plan so that if it gets pulled for some reason, that information is on the
We'll
plan.
put it like right out in this general area.
Yeah, or a note
Yeah.
somewhere on the plan or something.
So the O&M maintenance plan for the subdivision, Northwoods Estates.
Yeah, it's covered under DEP 1261. I can email you the links.
That would be perfect if you did email me the language.
And then, I'd like to see erosion, be a note, or you put it on the plan, that erosion control shall be established in front of the lot after grading until site is stabilized.
Up here?
Yeah, I just noticed with subdivisions, there's a time period when the loam is down prior to it being stabilized, it kind of washes off.
Well, at what point you think they would put that, like when, so once they open up the lot, cut the trees, grade it, put the foundation, and then like get the rough grading done, put it in then?
Yeah, I don't want it to be, it shouldn't be, you know, a blockage for people to move up in and out of the lot when they're doing work, but once the front area is final grade, then you can put it up.
So we leave this open where the riprap is for the
Yeah,
entrance,
yeah.
and then put something like
Right.
down along here and over
Right,
here.
along the front of the
I
lot.
agree with you, okay.
And then I know, you know, sometimes they put silt socks in the catch basin and stuff like that, but it just helps keep it on site.
Well, I would put the note and it would say that upon completion of the foundation being installed and site work being rough graded, they would install a paper
Okay.
silt barrier.
And then I would agree on this plan that the no alteration bound should go all along the wetlands, the 25-foot no alteration.
I'll look and see what's on the subdivision, and if there's nothing coming up here, I'll put some more up here, I can't remember.
Right, so even if it's on the subdivision plan, I would put it on this.
Show
plan
'em on
also.
here?
Yeah, if you would.
Yeah, they should be on the plan that covers the lot.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Other than I would recommend the -4. It's work in the buffer zone, I can't remember the exact language, but I don't know if it's new or not, but that the work is within the buffer zone and will not require a notice of intent unless needed, something like that. I don't have the exact language, but
Okay. I don't think I've ever heard anyone say 4.
I usually use 1, 2, or 3, but I was reading it the other day and it sounded like it applied. If there's wetlands on a lot, but you're not working within the buffer zone, that's applicable, but further activity, this is how I interpreted, other activity down the road could require filing a notice of intent. So that's what the 4 is for.
And never heard anyone say 4.
Save it for you.
Except like 4, okay, I didn't know,
Anything
it's
else?
new to me.
I think you're gonna see it again.
Bailey?
What's that?
Just for you.
For you.
No questions, thank you.
Doug?
I don't have any questions.
Medio?
The drainage basin, is there gonna be any sort of fencing or something? Does it need anything to,
We're not fencing them in, no,
okay, just it's open,
they're open.
there's no fall, I mean, it's
They're
done,
not very deep.
okay,
I think this one's like, it goes from like 236.5 to 243.5, so the water depth, even in a 100-year storm, will only be 2.5.
all right, so, no questions.
Al?
What's the agreement going to be as to who's going to maintain the basin?
So, the way Walpole does it, they don't take the basins, the town, when they accept the roads. The individual lot owners have to maintain the basin unless there's a homeowners association. Yeah, the client did not put together a homeowners association during the subdivision approval process, so it will be the individual lot owner that's responsible.
So will that appear on the deed?
It should, yes.
Okay. That's my only,
Should.
It should.
I'll make sure it does.
Will it?
Well, we put that as,
Maybe you should throw that
Condition.
in as a condition,
Yeah.
that the deed will show that the homeowner is responsible for maintenance of the basin.
I think we should include that.
Just put that in your decision so it shows up somewhere.
Anything else, Al?
No?
Betsy?
Okay, no comment.
Okay, anyone in the audience, questions or comments? Please identify yourself for the record. Okay, hearing none. So we'll move to close the hearing.
So moved.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
600. Okay. And we have the comments that's been noted, plus the note on the maintenance of the basin is the homeowner's responsibility. Anything else? So we'll make that a motion? Oh, this is a -4 determination.
So moved.
Second?
In favor?
Aye.
Aye, 600. I think we might as well sign these as we go, then
Okay.
try to do them later.
Yeah.
So a positive for is if the activity described in the request is not within an area subject to protection under the act, including the buffer zone. Oh, including the buffer zone. So maybe it wouldn't be a 4, because it isn't. Well, some of it's in the buffer zone and some of it's not.
Some of it is, correct. So that one says a 4 would be if none is in it. That's gonna be on lot 6.
Only lot 6.
You can add as a 3 or whatever it is.
So lot 6 is a 4.
Lot 6 will be a 4.
So lot 1 is a 3.
Works for me.
This ought to be 6. This-
Double negative then.
This is for lot 6, this similar application notice as lot 1. So, nothing to read in. So, representing the applicant,
Rob Truax, Truax Engineering Group. So this one's a little, I'll show you where it is first. This is on the other road, this is on Jack Walsh Drive, coming in off Delaney, the first one on the left. This is the wetland area up in here. It comes up through the middle of the site, and if you recall, this kind of comes down as a culvert, a big culvert that goes under Delaney Drive. On this particular lot, we're actually not proposing any activity in the 100-foot buffer. So the house is up in the front, as you can see, there's a recharge system for the roof runoff, the 1-inch of runoff. We have the driveway over here on the right, we got the proposed construction entrance. And then the wetlands are way back here. Yeah, the wetland is a 25-foot buffer. This is the 100-foot buffer. And this is actually the limit of work that we're showing on the plan. So there's no work within the 100-foot buffer. Assuming that the same notes would apply, we can put a note on about the erosion control. And then I don't have the O&M issue on this one.
Right.
It would only be the ones with the reputation date. And then I wasn't proposing any wetland bounds, obviously they're way up in the woods, so. Be pretty far out there. Over 100 feet from the edge of clearing until any bounds. They'd have to really push the limit to get out there and do disturbance. And the lot does narrow back there, it's a real narrow strip that goes back, 50 feet wide. And there's a stone wall right here on the site. Probably remember there's a stone wall kind of just after the 100-foot buffer. So most people probably living there will think that wall is some type of demarcation. Questions?
anything else? Okay, Landis?
So none of the work is in the buffer zone. All of it is outside the buffer zone. There are wetlands on a lot way far to the rear, and it's pretty thick wooded between,
Well, not thick, not like underbrush thick. You can walk through there pretty easily.
Right. I think in my report, I just kind of questioned if the commission wanted to put bounds out there.
This would probably be a 4.
This is a floor.
Okay. Anything else, Landis?
No, it's good.
Okay. Really?
I am in favor of bounds, just how properties change hands, and who knows in however many years from now, just, it's a visual reminder for folks who might not otherwise know. That's it, thank you.
Let me throw them out in the 25-foot buffer, a couple of them? That's fine.
Okay, then it's a 3.
Sorry.
2.5.
Anything else?
Nope, that's it, thank you.
Doug?
No questions.
Yeah.
Out of 4.
Anything?
No,
Okay, Betsy?
No comment.
Okay, I think we agree on putting the bounds on, one on each side of the property line. Yeah.
how about putting it at the
They
stone
could be
wall?
at the stone wall, doesn't have to be 25 feet. I would say that would be,
Acceptable to put them on the corners right there?
yeah,
Or,
you just bring it across,
Boy, my plans.
it's 25 feet here, the stone wall. What's that line with the circles in
That's
it?
a fence. This is the neighbor's yard. His fence comes all the way up and around
Okay.
like this. This is his yard back here. This is his, actually, you can see his driveway's over here. So we created a parcel around his driveway when he did the subdivision. They're gonna deed to him. But the fence encroaches, they're not gonna make him move it at this point.
Okay,
And don't know if someone will buy the house and ask him to move it, but
okay. Why don't you do the,
you put them up here if you want. I can
put
put them
them,
right
put 'em
there.
on the stone wall, on each end of the stone wall.
I could do one right here and then one over here,
Yeah.
like that. That's fine.
Is that all right?
Yep.
Okay. Okay, so we'll make a move to close.
comments from the,
Oh, anyone in the audience have any comments? Okay, hearing none. So we'll make a motion to close the hearing.
So moved.
second,
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, abstained, 600. This, what did we decide?
-3.
This is a -3 with conditions on the, we
So
don't
if you
have
could
to
just
do,
revise the plan to put the erosion control up. And all your plans have that white line going through
On the side,
the side.
not on yours, on ours.
It's in the copy.
Oh, my God, yeah.
yeah,
Where? Oh, yeah, the copier must have been bad
Yeah,
that day.
so we need revised for all of them.
All right, that's fine. We're gonna put stuff on them all anyway.
Right.
We definitely add the note on all of them for the erosion along the street. And
did we vote on the,
no, I don't think
okay,
so.
so we make a motion for the -3?
So moved.
Second,
All in favor?
Aye.
600. Okay. I don't know if you want to keep these separate, Josh, these are the two determinations.
Sure.
Okay. Now we have, how many?
So you're gonna read 2, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, and 10?
Capital 11
just bylaw, so it's slightly different ad.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so which ones?
2, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, and 10.
2, 4, 5, 9, and 10?
7, 8,
8, 9,
9, and
10.
7, 8, 9, and 10 are all the same.
Yes.
All right. Since we have a number of filings for this subdivision, we'll read in once the notice of intent and cover those lots that are applicable to this, and then we'll handle each one individually and order conditions. Public hearing notice, Town of Walpole, Commonwealth, Massachusetts Conservation Commission, notice of intent in accordance with Massachusetts General Laws, Chapter 131, Section 40, the Wetlands Protection Act, Walpole Wetlands Protection Bylaw. Notice hereby given the intent of High Oaks LLC to construct at lots 2, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, and 10, Northwood Estates, and I don't know if they're all Dover, some are Dover Drive, some are Jack Walsh Lane. Walpole, Mass, portions of map 11 and 12, lots 49 and 84, single-family dwelling with associated driveway grading and utilities within the 100-foot buffer zone. Application and plans may be viewed at the Conservation Commission office or at www.walpole-ma.gov/Conservation Commission. Public hearing on the above matter will be held in person, April 24th, 2024, beginning 7:01 p.m. All interested persons requested to be present. Okay. And we have nothing to read in from any other boards, so representing the applicant,
Rob Truax. So this lot is located on Delaney Drive. This is lot 2. The proposed house. This is the wetland area, kind of circles around the entire lot. This wetland is going to the middle of the site. Kind of blue, but it's really not a lake like that, just so you know. Just got a little blue in the coloring. So this is a blow-up of the lot right here. So we have the proposed house, the driveway coming in on a side entry, you have the water and sewer out the front. This is the drainage basin that's on lot 1 we just talked about earlier. Wetlands along the back. This is the 25-foot no disturb, kind of meandering along the erosion control line. We've got some bounds going all along the back side here along the 25-foot buffer. I did run the erosion control up along to protect the drainage basin, because my assumption is that by the time they build this house, this will be all built and vegetated, so we want to protect that from erosion going down into the basin. That's pretty much it. We have the recharge system for the roof. It's in the front yard. Each house, we basically split the recharge system into 2 systems, one on each end of the house to simplify it. And again, that's size for a 1-inch of runoff over the impervious roof area. And that's pretty much a summary of what's going on. I can answer some questions.
okay, Landis?
I didn't have any specific comments related to this lot.
Do we need anything in, you had something, I think, in the report on, that this will show that, determine that this will handle the 1-inch,
Right, so
where is that going?
under lot 2 are recommended conditions for all the lots that are notice of offense.
Okay,
And so you want me to go over them now?
We
This
can
will
do
be
them
for
once.
all the lots.
Do it once.
Yeah, so other than the boilerplate that we usually put in, so the soils at the roof runoff units shall be confirmed to the Conservation Commission to be sufficient to infiltrate the first 1 inch from the roof drainage. And I know you have the specs on the plan, but the soils, we just want to make sure the soils also can take the
Sure.
infiltration.
Oh, fine.
So that needs to be evaluated.
So we can do that during construction. You can come out and witness it
Yeah, it'll
while
be
we're
a
building.
condition.
Okay, yep, that's fine.
Roof drainage units shall be located 2 feet above the groundwater and maintained in perpetuity. I think you have it 12 inches. You don't state on the plan
I
that it's
don't
above
state, because I don't
groundwater.
have any testing there, but the water table in this area was very high, like
Okay,
24, 30 inches. That's why I did the shallow. If you look, those are only 18-inch deep chambers. I
Yeah.
did the shallow ones because of that. I didn't do the deep ones.
and then we would just put a condition in, and I know you're gonna put it on the plan also. I like it both places, that the erosion control shall be placed at the front of the lot after final grading and maintained until stabilized. And then changes to the plan, including footprint of the house or additions such as walkways, patios, pools, shed, et cetera, shall be submitted to the Conservation Commission for review and approval prior to construction. You got the generic box there, we're sure
Yep, no, that's
it's
a
not
good,
gonna be a box.
it's not gonna be a box, no.
Trees, and this is a kind of a new one, trees located within the 25-foot no alteration area are protected by this order of conditions and may not be removed. Any variation to this shall require approval by the Conservation Commission first. And I put that more for the new owner, so they kind of understand a little bit more what that 25-foot no alteration area is, because I've been getting lots of calls, new homeowners wanting to
Tree down
cut
or two.
trees. Yeah, which, we give them some leeway, but they need to fully understand that when they purchase the house, if they read the order of
Oh, so
conditions. I
you're
don't even
just
know if they
trying-
read it.
So you just wanna flag it?
Hmm?
You wanna flag it early?
Yeah.
Okay. Makes sense. I see, I understand your point. Makes sense.
Anything else?
Nope.
Bailey?
Yep. Hoping you can help me understand the borderline, the property line
Oh, it's way out here.
on the, no, the bottom left corner there, yeah.
That's the property.
That's the
line.
property line, okay, okay. Because the lines go through that into the other property, so I was just a little confused. It's a very small yard, so I might recommend extending the wetland bounds along that a little bit further on the left of the driveway, yeah,
I can do that. I don't have a problem with that.
if that's agreeable by the commission.
Yeah, they should go, I would put two more, one where it makes a bend,
No, out here.
yeah, and then one at the property line where, yeah, so two more
Okay.
bounds, I think would be appropriate. And I don't know what we have on the other property.
It won't, the other property, there's the sewer goes up there, it's way up the house, everything's on the other side of the sewer.
No, I'm talking about on the, where's your, on the
lot.
east side, northeast corner,
This over here?
yeah,
This is the drainage basin.
right, but you got a bound there, and you got the 25-foot
around.
buffer.
They're gonna go around the basin.
Okay, so there will be one on the property line?
I could put one right there, sure.
Yeah. For,
Like
go with one property, the other, put it on the line. I think would work. Anything else, Bailey?
Just a clarifying question. You mentioned the roof recharges, there are two of them. Do they each infiltrate an inch of drainage, or is it 1 inch total between the two of them? Maybe I'm not saying it
1 inch
right.
over the, so the roof's cut in half. Half goes to 1 inch, half goes to the other 1 inch.
1 inch, so each is 1 inch though.
Yeah.
Thank you. That's it.
Doug?
You mentioned the other house was connected to the town sewer.
Yeah, this is two.
This is too? Okay, so no septic systems
No
involved.
septics on any of these lots. They're all town sewer, town water.
All right, that's it.
Video?
No questions?
Al?
No questions.
That's it?
No, no comment.
Anyone in the audience have any questions or comments? Yes, please identify yourself for the record, and we ask you to sign in and use the microphone.
Yeah, I'm Bob Scrant, 483 High
Wait-
Street.
Wait till you get to the microphone so the people at home know who's here.
Yeah, I'm Bob Scrant, 483 High Street. And was that just Lot 5 you were talking about?
No, we haven't got there yet.
You haven't got the lot, but yes, I thought they said it was Lot 5, that's
This
why I was
is,
asking.
we have a number of lots that, I'm reading in the notice of intent, that includes 2, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, and 10.
This
And
is
we're
lot
doing
two.
them, we'll
Okay.
do them
It
numerical
wasn't clear
order.
when he was reading that. Okay, thank you.
Next one's
So you-
4.
I know, then we'll be 5.
It's different.
You want to make a comment when we get to 5,
Yeah.
is that correct? Okay. Don't let me forget. Okay. Any, hearing none, so I'll make a motion to close the hearing.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. 6-0, and the order, as noted,
This is the master plan.
I think we covered all the issues on the order. So someone make that a motion to write the order as noted.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
6-0-0. Okay, this one.
Want me to get it?
So that's number 4.
You don't need to read it.
This is Lot 4 for Northwood Estates, and nothing to read into the record. So representing the applicant,
Rob Truax, Truax Engineering Group. So this is on the opposite side of Lot 2 that we just discussed. This is the cul-de-sac here, this is the house shown on this side of the street. So on this lot, we have a couple other things going on, that this is the sewer and water that goes up to Lot 5, which is, I'll show you right here. So this is part of the subdivision approval, is this sewer and water line. The water loops out to High Street, and the sewer also goes up to the High Street intersection for future connection for the town. Kind of have that, will already be constructed by the time this lot's built, so this area will already be, somewhat graded out and built on, and there'll be erosion controls for the installation of that, so a little different dynamic on this lot. You have the house shown. House. So the erosion control barriers on the opposite side of the sewer line. It's a little tight in there with the house, they gotta put the sewer connection in as well, going into that sewer easement. And then, you show wetland bounds, this is the wetland up on the northerly side of the lot, 25-foot buffer. And then we have I put 3 bounds just along that wetland line. And then again, we have the driveway entrance and, limit of clearing out the back. I extend the erosion up through the wood area up to the back there. And again, we accept all the conditions that Landis has spoke of for this lot as well. I think that's pretty much it. Again, water and sewer, all lots.
I didn't have any additional comments other than what would apply to this lot that I've already spoken of.
okay, this is Lot 4. Where is Lot 4 on your locus map?
So you come up Dover Drive, it's the one on the left.
Okay, look at your locus map.
Yeah, actually, you got the wrong locus map, I guess.
That one up there?
Oh, you know what? Ours is cut off.
Yeah, ours is cut off.
That's that white
Can't see
strip.
it. Yeah.
White line went through yours, you don't have a lot 4?
No.
That's the ghost.
So we're,
Yeah.
All right.
What is that, all? So you
Yeah.
don't even have the bounds.
okay,
Yeah.
all right,
No.
all right, okay, now, all right.
This is all gone?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, that's crazy.
yeah, I know, I'm trying to like draw it in. Like, I think it's like this.
We'll give you all new ones for the file.
Clarify.
You got them in email, they must look better on the email.
I didn't, when I was doing the review, I was looking at the email, and then I started looking at the plans, and something is missing here.
These are the ones from the email, no strike
Yeah,
ones.
right, yeah, and it was the copying.
Yeah, it was the copy machine.
So, you didn't have any other comments?
I
Same
had no other
comments apply?
This particular one.
Okay, Bailey?
Broken record, but feeding off of your comments, Jack may be recommending some more bounds at the property lines.
There's gonna be one right here.
Yeah, I was putting it on the plan.
And one on the other side as well.
Going up here,
Yeah.
Yeah.
where am I? Oh, over here, somewhere.
Perfect. That's it. Thank you.
You sell bounds, you own the company?
I just firmly believe in no altering or dumping beyond them.
What is, here's the wetland line, and this is the 25
I should
foot,
though.
okay.
Should invest at least.
Way over here.
Ooh, they do. They work.
They help, anyway. Some people bury them with
You want
leaves.
them arrow on them, or just put a box?
There's always that guy.
There always will be, probably.
Anything else then, Bailey?
No, I'm
Is that
good,
it?
thank you.
Okay, Doug?
Is that a fire hydrant at the end of the cul-de-sac there?
Right there, yep.
And are there storm drains on the street?
They're down here more. This is all flowing this way,
All right, so if the fire department was flushing the hydrant, it would flow toward the storm drain?
away from the wetlands,
Yeah.
correct?
Okay,
Yep.
that was my only question.
Media?
Nothing.
Al?
No,
Betsy?
No.
Anyone in the audience have any questions or comments, please identify yourself for the record. This is lot 4. Okay, so we'll make a motion to close the hearing.
so moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
600. And the order, as we stated before, with the bounds added as noted in discussion. Anybody have anything else? So we'll make a motion for the notice.
Want to make a motion now?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
600. Okay,
4.
this is 4, whether it shows up or not.
All your plans are like that, everyone?
Yeah.
That's crazy. Didn't even notice that when we printed them, I guess, you make so many copies, you don't even
No,
look.
I don't think I did this one right.
Okay, so the next one is 5.
So this is the lot 5, which is off High Street.
High Street,
It's a little different than here.
correct.
So, same notice to read in though, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
you read it as
On the top left.
This is lot 5 for Northwood Estates. Nothing to read into the record, so, representing the applicant,
Robert Truax Engineering Group. So this is a little different than the others because it's not on the subdivision road, it's coming off High Street. You can't see High Street on my blow-up, but it's off that side of the site. When we did the subdivision approval, we got the board to waive the construction of a roadway off High Street. And in lieu of doing that, we had 2 houses over there at one time. If they were willing to grant that waiver, the applicant was willing to take one of the house lots away, and that's what we did, if you recall. And then it became this lot 5, there was only one house coming in off this driveway, it's not a common drive, it's just a single drive. So by the time we get to constructing this house, they will have already built a portion of this up to here, because they gotta run the sewer, they gotta run the water out to High Street, and the sewer goes up to High Street as well. So this will all be constructed as part of the subdivision, so we're really kind of looking at this portion going back for this construction of the house. So I show the driveway, this is the roadway kind of, I guess you'd call it, but really it's just a driveway, a little oversized because it's gotta have a fire access. And then we go up into the house is sitting in the back here, and, I know the neighbors here tonight, I did push it over from what was on the subdivision, if you recall, it's probably closer to his lot line. I pushed the house over further, got a little closer to the 25-foot buffer. So I'm not in the buffer, however, I get, this is the 25 coming around here. So I get a little close right through this area. You know, the house is sitting here. I show the erosion protecting the drainage basin, and then going all the way up and around the back of the house. I have two recharge systems, one on this end, one on that end. This kind of has a walkout basement on this end. There's a lot sloping from left to right, looking at it from the plan view. And I ended the bounds there. Bailey's gonna ask me maybe for a couple more, maybe not. But I tried to leave some vegetation for the folks next door. I don't know what's out there for vegetation on that side, but, he's gonna speak a little bit about it, and I'm sure he's got some concerns. But again, this is all water and sewer, so this is the water and sewer come out to this area here and tie into this sewer line. That's pretty much it. Answer any questions?
And Landis?
Yep. So this is lot 5, right? So lot 5, same thing with the note about the basin. Basin 3 is covered under the order of conditions for the subdivision. Make note on the plan. And I have also extend no alteration plaques, I think.
Okay, so we want to,
Gotta come down here, go up there.
what do we got over here? This is their property line?
Yeah, the property line is here.
So this is the lot up here.
Probably, the property boundary's way out here in the wetland.
Yeah, right.
It's a 3-acre
We're
lot.
we're looking
Right,
at
so
this,
I was
we're looking
talking
at
on this
this,
side.
we're looking at the southerly end,
Down here,
Yeah.
yeah.
okay.
What's at the south end of the property, since,
This
is
just
that
nothing.
lot 4?
All the way at the bottom.
At the
All the way
south?
down here is lot 4 over here, yes.
Okay,
End up with one here.
we put one there, right?
Yep.
So, all right, so we'll put one on here, we'll show it on this plan also.
Yep, it'll show up.
Up here?
Yeah.
Okay, now when you get up where you have the, at the drainage basin, the most southerly riprap,
Right here?
yeah, and just come out to the wetland
Yeah,
line, or the 25-foot, put one in there.
and move it away from the riprap, maybe over here, like?
Yeah, somewhere's in that area,
Yeah, on the line.
okay? And then,
In between the emergency spillway and the, or
Yeah.
right
Oh,
where
you
the
wanna go on this
emergency
side?
spillway is. Yeah,
We're
come
going
out
this-
from the spillway to the wetlands line, to the 25-foot.
Over here on this side?
Yeah,
yeah,
yes.
yeah,
Okay.
okay, now go up,
This?
we want one, what's the scale on this?
20.
20? There's not much in here. I would say,
I'll give
just south of where the 244 contour crosses.
it Right here, like?
Yeah, I think, yeah.
Sort of towards the end of the basin.
The one right there?
Where's the,
Another one up here?
where do you want it, Landis?
Sure.
Like intersect this
Where?
like a straight line,
Where
Landon?
he's shown.
I can't, yeah, well, all right. He's far away.
I think like somewhere around.
One in here, okay. Just one?
Right, yeah. Coming over.
We're back down to the one you've already got
Okay,
on
I
there.
got A22 flag.
All right,
here.
so one there, you wanna go out there,
We'll put one,
just come straight across.
yeah, I think we'll put one up here,
All right,
then we've got one there.
okay.
Okay, so that's
I was gonna
between
straight line it like this and put it right out, like so it intersects.
wherever
Okay.
roughly, we want it in, it's as long as it's inside the 20, as long as on the
Yep,
uphill side of the 25-foot no disturb.
sure. No, I'm good with
Got
that.
like
I'm gonna
1,
put it
2,
right here.
3 more plaques.
So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, including the corner property line, which is already shown on one of the other plans, so.
What about going north?
Now, what do we got up here?
And we'll go way back. I don't show the whole lot.
Yeah, I would think another one. Is, I take it that property line is off this plan?
Yeah, it is. I think it is.
Well, just put one,
You wanna go up just one more, or? It goes up.
yeah,
This is the lot, so it goes way up here.
okay, but, and the wetlands up there. Just put one up, near where the border of the
Up
plant
here?
is. Yeah, up in there,
Okay.
all right? And we don't have anything on the west side, okay?
I'm gonna start selling.
So that's, we've got the plaques in, all right. Anything else, Landis?
No, I don't have any other additional comments.
Okay, Bailey?
What's back up in there?
Woods.
Just woods?
But, well, there's houses on High Street, that's all their backyards come down towards that. These are all, I can't really show you on this, but,
Yeah.
yeah, this is a lot here, over here, so these are all houses up here, and this house is along here. This is all developed,
Okay,
those are all houses.
okay. Thank you, that's it.
Yeah, goes all the way up to Homewood. So these are all built, these houses. I think this is their backyard where the wetland starts.
Anything else?
Nope, that's it.
Doug?
No questions.
Medio?
So-
Al?
No,
That's it?
No.
Anyone in the audience? When the police said, use the microphone and sign in and identify yourself, please.
I'm Bob Scrant, I'm 483 High Street, and my question is the driveway. What's the width of the driveway you're putting in?
Coming from High Street?
Coming from High
20
Street?
feet.
20 feet?
Might
Okay.
even be wider. It's at least 20, the fire department required at least 20. Yeah, we
Okay,
tried to
here-
make it only like 12,
Is-
14.
Okay, because at the planning board, it was, originally was a 75-foot, and I protested that and was asked for nothing more than 25, but I never heard what the final
We
plan
will-
is. So what is the plan?
Yeah, I think it's 20 feet, the fire
20
fire
feet?
department
Okay.
minimum requirement.
Okay, that's my only concern.
Yeah.
Good luck building in that swamp. It is a swamp.
There's a swamp out there, it's
It
wet.
is a swamp,
This year it's really wet.
yes.
On that road, how, is that covered under the subdivision plan?
Yes.
This section of Road A?
Yes.
That'll be done to the end?
That's all, see this bubble? That's the actual road. So it's the paper, it's kind of like a paper street, so that's the right of way. That'll be a private way. It won't be accepted by the town. There will be a private way there. This is the lot line, it's really this. That's our frontage for this lot. It comes around the bubble. See it?
So the road construction and the stormwater is under a separate notice of intent and land disturbance permit.
Okay, so that is covered as far as how that's gonna be done, and we don't need, you've got your, construction entrance on the driveway towards the house. We don't need another one at
There's one for the
High
subdivision.
Street.
It's on the subdivision.
Okay,
So whose lot's the drainage basin on then? I didn't
yeah,
realize it was
say
not
that
on the-
again?
Well, it's in the right of way, but it's also on lot 5. They're gonna be responsible because they're gonna own the road.
Oh,
It's gonna be a private way, so whoever buys this lot's gonna get the rights to this road as well, they're gonna own it all. Town's not gonna accept that as a road, ever. That was the deal, we we made it smaller, no turnaround, just a hammerhead right here, and all that he gave up a lot to do that. He thought it was advantageous, I don't know.
Okay, so you're gonna build this as the part of the subdivision, and then it becomes part
Right.
of that lot.
It'll become part of lot 5. Lot
But it's
5 will
also
own
an,
that road.
it's also an easement,
The town will get an easement
Yeah,
for the
okay.
water and sewer.
okay?
So the town will get this easement, and they'll get an easement over the road for the water and sewer.
And we have access then to the,
excuse me, thank you.
To the drainage basin?
Yeah, you drive right down to it.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so the town will get the easement, because they'll end up accepting the water and sewer lines, but they won't accept the road.
Okay. Okay, anything else?
Yes, and we're on a scenic street, that's a scenic street, we got rock walls on both ways. So when's that hearing gonna happen?
We went through that back at the subdivision level.
That's a planning board issue.
Yeah, we did that
Scenic
all at
road
the
is a
subdivision level.
Okay.
planning board
Wasn't
issue.
that, I didn't get notification of that one, but that's okay, that's, yeah.
That
They're not,
would've
I mean, right where they want to, I'm assuming put it through, there's not, the rock wall, there's not too much there anyway.
We're gonna rebuild part of it on the entrances,
It
like
needs to
swing
be,
it in.
yeah,
Swing it in, that was part of the planning board decision.
okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Someone make a motion to close the hearing?
I'll move.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
600. And the order of conditions as noted. I'll make that motion.
So move.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
600.
7.
Oh. that would be something to sign here.
You put the plan in with the markers on.
Plan is in there, yes.
Yeah, so don't get rid of the plans that are in the file.
No.
Okay, we are now,
It should be at 7.
that was 5.
I
so
can
we
see it
got
already,
one
Bailey,
second.
I can see it.
Mark them now. Mark
I
them
know,
now.
I know,
You know what's coming.
I know.
This is, what is it? This is lot number 7 for Northwoods Estates, and we have nothing to read in from other boards, so, representing the applicant,
Rob Truax, Truax Engineering Group. So this is lot 7, we're back over on the other side, the project site, we're over on Jack Walsh Drive, coming in from Delaney. This is the second lot in on the left right here. You can see the overview. Wetlands are in the back of this lot. We show the house, we show the decks, porches, the recharge system for the roof. We have the bounds along the 25-foot buffer, which is also the limit of work on the back of this lot. We can extend the bounds to the property lines. I didn't do that, but I obviously can. That's pretty much it. This is pretty straightforward. Again, these are all, on this side of the site, they're all tied in the water and sewer as well. There's no septic system.
okay.
And the
Plan this?
little, so that's the culvert under
Oh,
the
yeah.
road.
You just needs.
It drains the other side.
It goes to the other wetlands.
Okay, yeah, I just realized when I was looking, so I would include on your plan a note that it's, that the culvert should be kept free and clear.
Like an O&M thing? Same thing? All right.
Yeah.
Where is the culvert?
So,
Yeah.
this is the area here to the north, whatever that little, area where the riprap is, an oblong area.
I see.
That's where we wanted the culvert underneath the road, because when I was out there during the delineation, there was a lot of bleeding that was occurring at the rock wall to the other side.
Okay.
So this homeowner should just know that culvert needs to be kept free and clear. I don't know I can't remember what language was in the O and M, if any, but,
Well, I'll put it right on the plan.
yeah, I would just put that this culvert that needs to be kept free and clear.
That should be,
Reference the order of
Did I give you
conditions.
individual O&Ms for each lot?
No.
With the recharge systems, like gutter cleaning and all like I normally do, the standard one?
That
The
would be
notice of
in the,
intent, in one of the notice of intents?
I don't know, for the individual filings?
You have one of the full notices there?
Note 1, A, blank, stone construction entrance shall blank, installed at roadway, see detail. Number 2, something or other blank, certificate of compliance. Anything else you wanna know?
Nah, I got all the
You
blanks.
can read them on there, you've got all the words there.
No, I think, no, in the, I've sometimes in some of these individual lots, I put a small O and M in, it's like a one
Yeah,
pager.
I don't
It just
remember
has gutter cleaning and maintaining the recharge systems.
Yeah, I remember seeing that. Can you put that as a note on the
Yeah,
plans?
no, I can give it to you for each one. It's, I mean, it's a boilerplate, but I can add, like, something like on this one and the one with the drainage basins, we can add that in there as well. And those should be given to the homeowners when they buy the lot. Why don't, can we back up to the other ones we already did and put that in? So I'm gonna give you an O and M for the homeowners.
For the,
I'm surprised I didn't do
for
that.
the infiltration units and, okay,
So usually it's just gutter cleaning,
Yeah.
infiltration systems, that's really pretty much it. But on one like this, I can, on these lots, like lot 7, this one, I can add, you know, maintaining the culvert and the other ones. And then like the other one that has a detention basin, I can say, you know, you're responsible for the maintenance of the detention
so
basin.
we could put a condition that homeowners shall follow O and M plan for each
You know,
lot.
I'd probably put that in the subdivision, notice of intent. Because I know I've done that on the subdivisions, I have 2, one for the subdivision, one for the homeowners.
Okay, well, why don't we add it as a condition and you can give me
Yep.
that copy that we can reference,
Yep.
so.
I think when you are making note here about this, the culvert, that just label it, what it is.
Okay, on the plan?
And so somebody looking at it knows what it is other than you,
Yes, I agree.
okay? Okay, Bailey? Anything else?
No alteration plaques, obviously.
Okay, we'll put one on, going up on the north border there,
Go out here, the property
Yeah.
line?
yeah. And add one down on the south border. Yeah, okay.
I think it's this.
I'm all bound up, bounds everywhere.
Well, I mean, I don't know if, you know, some of these you could space out a little more.
Well, leave them there.
When you're on a turn like that, though, I don't know. I mean, these people will just go straight across.
Yeah.
I mean, they're $50.
Yes.
Sold.
Not enough when you might get it for 40.
I think if they're shown on there, leave them as is, and just
Yeah.
add the ones that we need, or talk about now.
I'll let you confirm it.
Bailey, anything else?
No, that's it, thank you.
Okay, Doug,
I'm good.
Medio?
The culvert, is that the S on the right-hand corner here? Is that what that culvert, where is that?
Right here.
Yes.
Oh, it's up there. Okay, I'm looking the wrong, okay.
Are you over here?
Yeah,
What's over, there's nothing over here.
you know. Thanks, Doug. Doug, he misled me here, sorry.
Was it whited out on that plan?
That's why I
No,
didn't
it's
label
right
it.
here. So it's, there's like a swale within the.
Oh,
And this, and so this just goes to the wetland on the other side of the street.
okay,
Originally, I had it into the drainage system, and Landis asked me to just feed the other wetland.
okay, all right,
We moved it, we just changed it.
that's fine. Thanks, Doug.
I originally had that culvert going into the detention basin.
Oh, right.
Remember I tied it into the manhole
we-
right here?
Yeah, we
We
wanted,
talked about running it to the other wetland instead.
wanted it to go where it was where
Going.
it's going now. But
Right.
if you're out there now, it's, after a rainstorm, it's really.
Yeah.
But there was no discernible bank or channel, so
Okay,
Just like a,
definitely a hydraulic connection.
yeah, just bleed it out on a rainy day.
Yeah.
Then it would stop, you wouldn't even know, if you went on a dry day, you wouldn't even know it was there.
yeah, okay.
All right.
That's all.
Anything else? Okay. Al?
No,
Betsy?
Nope.
Anyone in the audience, have any questions or comments? Hearing none, can make a motion to close the hearing.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
600. And the order as noted, someone make a motion for the order.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. 600. That was number 7, I think. That's
Got it.
This is number 7.
Maybe he's watching the stream and busted.
It's way up there.
This is 8, which is, okay, we did 7. This is Northwood Estates, lot number 8. And representing the applicant.
Rob Truax, Truax Engineering Group. This is lot 8, off the end of the cul-de-sac, Jack Walsh Lane. This is a pretty big lot, it actually goes all the way up to here. This is the lot line, comes all the way down. Looks like a 3.5 acre lot. Actually, all the way up to Indian Lane. We were actually running the water line through this lot 8 and all the way up and looping it into Indian Lane for a loop connection. That's part of the subdivision approval, just so you see that on the site plan as well. It's going up the lot line and around the back. So I mean, I'm not utilizing a lot of the lot. I didn't show bounds going past the limit of work. You have the house sitting back off the street. I probably got it back about 70 feet. And then, you know, I have the driveway coming in on the right-hand side. I have the entranceway. I show the hay bales down the left side. The wetlands are on the east, I guess that's the westerly side of the site, and then that's the limit of work. This particular one, it's a large lot. I'm sure if someone buys it, they'll probably come back and want to do something else later, just because there's so much usable land back there. There's probably an 1.5 acres of land back there that's high and dry, so it's a pretty large lot. But for now, just as far as going forward with the permitting, you know, we show the 35 by 72 foot house with the driveway on the end. We show the recharge systems and show the decks and the porches, so I try to be as specific as I could, but I do think this is a large lot, and probably in the future, someone might want something else, I don't know. Even if they buy the house, they may want to put something back there. They're gonna buy it for the use of the land, probably. I didn't run the bounds all the way out the back. And I guess my thought process on that was, if they go beyond what we're clearing, you're gonna probably have some filing in here again, and you're gonna require them to run the bounds out the back at that point. You know, if they want to build a barn or something out there, a big shed, a big garage, I think they'd be back in front of you for a notice of intent, or at least an RDA, at the very least. So, that's it. Any questions?
Okay. Landis?
Yeah, so the limit of clearing to the rear is just at the little squiggly tree line that you have on?
Correct.
So, and your erosion control just meets the
100.
buffer zone because it's aligned to intersect,
Pretty much.
more or less?
More or less. Yeah, I just brought it up the
Yeah, I
hill.
would maybe just hook it around to the, is that going uphill, but,
It's all going uphill. It's all sloping this way. I just ran it up to the buffer
in the woods.
in the woods.
Yeah, so you might just wanna just hook it around, rather than
You wanna come
run-
in. Oh,
running
you wanna
up
go like
erosion
this?
control into the woods that you're not gonna be clearing according to this plan, yeah,
I can
just
do
so it's clear.
You want to move this over to here,
Yeah.
so that'll go here. Okay.
Yeah, I think this one will come back.
I mean, they're gonna put it out there where, more
I
or
think
less,
some
where it
will.
makes sense, but
I think this lot will come back,
it probably will, with a sports corridor.
something. I can't imagine, I wouldn't buy all that land not to use it.
I think we should, as a condition, that any development back here will require a filing.
Yeah, we have, the boilerplate is always that any additional activity would require
does.
a filing, yeah, that's pretty
Okay,
standard.
all right,
That's their standard
all right. It's in there,
condition.
okay. Anything else?
No, I think that was it, yeah, that was it.
Okay, now. Those are not plaques.
Another plaque down on the south side here.
Yeah,
Hey, you took it away from Bailey.
He's already,
Stealing my thunder, Al.
Come on, Al.
okay. Bailey, where would you and Al like the plaques?
Exactly where Al said, please.
All right, we've got,
Got 'em all trained.
I would say, 2 more plaques on the south, one at the property line.
yeah, I got one, we're gonna have one here from the other lot.
Okay, well, we'll show it on this one, so
It'll
it's
be on
there.
this one as well.
And then one where, where it makes the bend,
Yep,
someplace in that bend. Now, do we want to, Bailey, you want to expend any to the west?
Not at this time, thank you.
What?
Rob's gonna order like 100 at this point, so I'm good. But that's, just my, I think,
I'm
I agree, I
thinking-
think it'll come back. Could he put one more out there? Sure, but he's
I-
not doing
Yeah, I'm
work out there.
thinking, if you're thinking that this is gonna be developed, I think we ought to at least put another plaque out there somewhere.
I'll put one more if you want, I'll go right here at this little pump, right here,
Where are you?
right there where it jumps out, comes around.
Okay, at the westerly end of that bump?
Yeah. I'll put
Okay.
one more. I mean, I do think if someone's buying this lot, they're buying it because of the size of it, and they're gonna wanna do more. Like you said, they're gonna have a sport car or something.
Okay. Anything else, Bailey?
Nope, all set, thank you.
Doug?
I'm set.
Edie? Al?
Okay.
Betsy?
No comment.
Anyone in the audience have any questions or comments, please identify yourself for the record. Hearing none, so make a motion to close the hearing.
So move.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
6-0. Order conditions as noted. We'll make that a motion.
Wanna make the motion?
So move.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
6-0. This is lot, this is lot number 8.
The nine.
Looks like
So the next lot is number 9.
We did that before, we got the. That's okay.
What's going on here?
We did 8.
So,
We're up to 707. Lot number, that was 8, so this is 9.
Number nine.
Okay, this is lot number 9, Northwood Estates, and representing the applicant.
Rob Truax, Truax Engineering Group. So this is, lot 9, it's at the end of the cul-de-sac on Jack Walsh Lane. On the right-hand side, we just went over lot 8, this is just to the right of it. Wetland, this is the wetland area, this is the buffer zone that we're working in, if you can see it. Blue, kind of extends down on the easterly side of the site. And this, again, this is a sizable lot as well. I do have the house pushed back pretty far on the lot. On the left side, away from the wetlands, I have the bounds, I have the limit of work with the silt barrier on there. There's really not much, the recharge systems, there is a walkout basement to the right-hand side because of the slope of the lot. Everything's coming from, I guess, west to east, coming towards that wetland area. I do have some bounds on the 25-foot buffer. And I think that's pretty much it. Straightforward other than that.
So we've got all right, Landis?
I'm recommending a couple more pounds, at least one more.
Put one on
On
the
the
corner.
property line.
And then this is the
Wait,
south
which
end.
end?
south end,
C19.
Down here?
yeah,
Oh, okay, right here?
yeah,
Okay.
that's the 25, yeah, at the property line.
Where do you want, Bailey?
We're not to me yet. It's not my turn.
What do we got over here?
Up in there, it gets into the wetlands already, like it's in.
Okay. Bailey, was there any additional bounds that you would like to see? Or anything else?
I could maybe do one more.
Going,
Have it at the corner, at the top, and then it kind of curves in.
This one?
So, yeah, so maybe up in that area,
yeah,
Side,
if
like
that's,
across from number C7,
that's contour line, what?
across from flag C7, Landis, see what that is?
Yeah.
Yeah, in there, okay,
is that all right?
C7, okay.
I actually have a question for you, because there's a, what looks to be a bound down, like kind of, in the road, what are they called?
Road?
Yeah, in the road, but it's
This
like.
one?
Yeah, what's
It is a bu-
that?
Those are the road bounds.
Oh,
That is a bound.
just not the wetland ones,
What's the
perfect.
circle with the cross in it?
The who?
The circle with the cross in it,
This?
Plus signs.
plus
Yeah.
signs.
These?
Yeah,
Street trees.
the what?
Those are the street trees for the
Street trees.
subdivision
Oh.
approval.
I saw those on other plans too. That's all for me, thank you.
Doug?
I'm good.
Medio?
What's that?
Al?
I'm good.
Betsy?
I'm puzzled why we weren't sure what those crosses were, so there's no key on this plan?
Only because they're part of the subdivision approval, I just
Okay.
didn't. They're on the subdivision plans, they gotta be planted when they build the road, they're not gonna be planted when they build the lot.
Okay,
They should be there when they build the lot, technically.
But
okay.
they never are, they're put in later.
They never plant them, they go back to the planning board and ask for a waiver later.
Oh, gosh.
Or they plant them and new owner doesn't like them and lose them, chop them down.
All right.
Okay. Anyone in the audience have any questions or comments, please identify yourself for the record. Hearing none, someone make a motion to close the hearing.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
600. The order conditions as noted, someone make that a motion.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right.
600.
Almost there, 2 lots to go, 10 and 11.
Ray.
Great.
Next page, sorry.
I'm exhausted.
10?
Two after this one.
Yeah.
So we just
Didn't
did
anticipate all
9.
this black discussion.
Oh my God. Like she said, it's gonna be like 100 pounds. Right? I think I gotta be a half a dozen a lot anyway. They're probably like 50 or 60 of them. Right. You just buy, you'll buy like all of them. You're smart.
So, Bailey did have a good point. If there's no legend that distinguishes the road bounds from the wetland bounds, and often there is a legend. Often the
I
wet,
just label one of them and call it typical. Where is it?
okay, all right,
Typical.
okay, all right.
Yeah, you don't, it's very, I mean, yeah, they're on the road, but you don't usually see them on the road.
You know,
Okay, this is lot number 10, Northwood Estates. And the same situation here, representing the applicant.
Rob Truax, Truax Engineering Group. And this is lot 10. This is the basin with, lot with the drainage basin on the rear of it. This is lot 10, it actually comes out, it goes way out here to the back and it comes around. If you recall, I think at one time we had this lot with that drainage basin on the parcel it was on, whatever that other street is on. And as a comment of, and they asked to get that basin on a lot, because then nobody would maintain it if we stuck it on an empty parcel. So it is part of lot 10 now. So you can see it's on the back of the lot.
Do you refer to that as basin one?
Huh?
What number is that?
The basin? One. I think it's, I can't read it. It's either 1 or 4.
Okay, well, it should be noted on the plan.
I can't see it. I can't tell.
Excuse me.
And I don't see it on here, so. Anyway, this is a lot coming in. The house sits pretty far back off the street again because it opens up back here. The wetlands are up in the front, all the way up along the side, the westerly side of the lot. So we're coming in on the right-hand side, front entrance garage, recharge on either end. There is a drain line that comes down along the right-hand property line here, and that goes out to the drainage basin. This is the drainage basin out in the back. And then we do protect that with the erosion controls, because it will be built by the time they build the house. And then we have the 25-foot buffer, we have the bounds along the left side, and the limit of work along the left-hand side of the lot. Water and sewer out to the street. And the 100-foot buffer kind of goes right through the house, eats up most of that lot, so. Pretty much it.
So my notes are, again, the operation maintenance plan for basin question mark is covered under the order of conditions for Northwood Estates, so that should be noted again. And the basin should be labeled what number it is, so that we can correspond it to the subdivision plan and the O and M.
Yep.
Okay, Bailey,
I wouldn't mind seeing a couple more on the, I mean, challenge me, on the roadside, just because, you know, some people like to maintain the front, you know, of their property, and knowing where they shouldn't go beyond makes some sense to me.
Oh, you wanna go down here?
Yeah. Because that's the road, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just didn't even think of going down there. I just wouldn't think anyone would go down there.
Well, is it gonna be cleared? Is it gonna be grass? Is it gonna be?
Yeah, it's just 3-to-1 slope off the street. Drops about 6-8 feet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, these are all contours, so it goes down 2, 4, 6, 8 feet.
Okay, so there, people won't be then probably planting
Just be grass.
tulips or whatever.
No, just the town when they need to clean out that culvert.
When they go down there to clean it, they're gonna see the bounds and respect them. They won't go near them. They won't clean the slope if they see the bounds. I'll put one down. We're gonna put one here,
On the
gonna put one on
property.
property line.
on the
Okay.
property line, right?
If you want another one over in here, I can put one right here. I don't,
I,
that's below the slope.
I'm going to defer to,
believe just on the property line. I don't want to confuse maintenance.
yep.
This is 10. Is this the same, we've got the, you got that riprap in there. What's that, what's this coming from? This is just drainage?
That's
Because
that
of
pipe coming across
The pipe.
from the other side,
Yeah.
over
This is
here.
the pipe from the other side of the.
Yeah, that one
where
on
that-
lot
okay.
7. That's
So
the
that's
pipe right
coming
there.
in, all right, yeah. And that needs to be cleaned.
Yep.
So that needs to be maintained on this lot as we did on the one across the street.
Yep.
Okay, so I think the bound just on the corner should do.
Okay,
All right,
So,
now,
so maintaining that, that's the inflow, right?
this is the effluent, right?
outflow and
Equalizing something.
it's the pipe, yeah.
Should be included in the lot O and M they were talking about.
Yeah, we're gonna give you one for each lot.
So that needs to be maintained. Now, going north with flax,
Wanna put another one out there?
I think so. Put one out where that kind of goes straight up and then makes a jog to the east, I guess it is.
Where it says, almost says 25-foot buffer. Yeah, there's
Where
flag
are
sheet.
you?
I was gonna put one.
C 33.
D34.
Yeah, C 33,
This is the-
34,
Okay,
yeah.
So where do you want it? On here or here?
So wherever you want it. You want it
Well, this is, yeah,
Yeah, that's fine.
Yep.
okay.
Approved.
All right.
Where were you on that one?
I was waiting to see if anybody else would pick it up. I'm
Anything
not
else?
technically done either, but yes, I am all set, thank you.
Okay, Doug,
I'm good.
Media,
All set.
Al,
Okay.
that's it.
All right, this is probably a rhetorical question, but, so the homeowner, which could be me, but it won't be, has to go down a 3-to-1 slope and do what with the riprap? I mean,
Just make sure it's free and clear. There's less chances of that riprap clogging than the other one, because
Yeah.
the other one's the inlet, and everything's gonna flow to it, like branches and leaves are gonna get in and stick in the entrance of it. Whereas this one's going out, and there's nothing carrying to it. I think the other one's gonna have more maintenance than this one would.
Yeah, but we don't want this blocked up either.
Oh, no, I agree. We're gonna put it on the homeowner.
Yeah,
So it'll be on their plan and in the order, but in reality, they'll call DPW.
oh, really? Okay, because I,
You're not wrong.
it doesn't look
I
like,
am not wrong.
it
No,
doesn't
I
look
am
like
not
a
wrong.
very appealing maintenance job. It just, going down into a swamp to find riprap that's all covered with skunk cabbage and stuff, and, all right, but anyway.
But we like to educate the new homeowners as much as possible, so they
Okay.
realize what they buy, and then they'll call DPW.
Okay. All right.
and it
They
puts the
would.
responsibility on the
The
homeowner.
ultimate.
All right, anybody have anything else? Anybody in the audience have any questions or comments? Please identify yourself for the record, hearing none. Someone make a motion to close the hearing.
So moved.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed, abstained, 600. The notice of intent as noted. Someone make that a motion.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, abstained, 600. Trade.
So this is Walpole bylaw
This is
that we're
local
doing
bylaw.
next, that we're doing next.
2 ones, yes, 11
So
and
in other words,
12.
you've gotta read something.
Okay, so we did 10. And it's just lots 11, what do we got? What's
11
this?
and 12,
This is the other hearing?
yes.
Okay. Public hearing notice, Town of Walpole, Commonwealth of Massachusetts, Conservation Commission notice of intent. According with Walpole Wetlands Bylaw, Henderson known by given, intent of High Oaks LLC to construct at Lot 11, Northwood Estates, Jack Walsh Lane, Walpole, Mass. A portion of map 11 and 12, Lot 49 and 84, a single-family dwelling with associated driveway grading and utilities within the 100-foot buffer zone of an isolated vegetated wetland. Application and plans may be viewed at the Conservation Commission office at www.walpole-ma.gov/Conservation Commission. The public hearing on the above matter will be held in person on April 24th, 2024, beginning 7:09 PM. All interested persons requested to be present. And this will also apply to Lot 12. So, representing the applicant.
Rob Truax, Truax Engineering Group.
We got one.
So this is, coming in on the right, we got lot 12 and lot 11. This is the isolated wetland right here. Small pocket that was identified by Paul McManus's group. Subdivision, isolated, so it's not, we're just covering it under the bylaw. This is lot 11. This is the isolated pocket right here. It's mostly on lot 11, encroaches onto the other lot as well. And we show the house, we show the 25-foot buffer around the isolated wetland. We show the house up here to the northwest side of the wetland area. Again, we have the recharge system. We have a walkout basement as you come towards this side of the lot because everything's sloping left to right. And we show the erosion control barrier extending all the way up to the back of the lot. We have the wetland bounds going around the 25-foot buffer. And that's pretty much it, pretty straightforward other than that.
Okay,
I can see one spot we might wanna add one bound.
maybe two. Okay, wait till we get to the bounds portion. Landis?
That's my only comment.
She wants to go all
Additional
the way
bounds.
Should
around.
go all the way around the isolated wetlands.
I didn't even have to say it.
We got a stone wall back here.
No, people throw things over stone walls.
All right, with the stone wall, with that in mind, where would we want to put it?
Put one in front of it here.
If we put
On the
one
other
in
side
front,
over here?
well, where's the
And down the
25
lot
foot?
line. He goes nodding.
What's
I
the
like that
scale
one.
on there? This is 20 scale?
Yeah,
Yep.
20.
like that.
So you got about 5 feet between the wall and the,
Yeah, not even, I don't
less
think.
than that?
Yeah, it's probably only 2 or 3 feet.
Okay, so we put one in the middle on the east side of the stone wall,
That's what I did, one here, and one here.
and then one on the
over
property line,
corner.
and one on the property line?
Yep, so 3 more,
So, all right, you put in 3.
yes.
Where's your third? I got one in the middle,
Oh, I went on either side of the wall.
oh, instead of one in the middle.
Yeah,
Okay.
I was getting instructions from the other end of the table.
Silent ones.
I had a few people over here going with that one, so.
Okay, so we have 3,
1, 2, 3,
okay, 3 bounds.
we're surrounding it.
Anything else, Bailey?
No.
Doug?
I'm good.
Media? Al?
No,
No,
Betsy?
no.
Okay, anyone in the audience have any questions or comments? Please identify yourself for the record.
I'm Rick Spellman. I live at 29 Delaney Drive, adjacent to parcel 12. I had a couple of questions. As I look at parcel 12, there are some comments here about temporary sediment basin.
Should we actually do parcel 12 first?
Well, we're on lot 11 right now.
sorry.
Did you have any comments on 11?
No, I do not.
Then why don't you sit there, because we'll be 12 next.
Yeah.
Save yourself getting up and down. Okay, hearing none, someone make a motion to close the hearing?
so moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
600, and now this is just an order under the bylaw. So someone make that a motion,
So moved.
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
600. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, we'll do that.
Oh, wait, no, I'm sorry. This is
Okay. This is for lot 12, Northwood Estates, under the town bylaw. And representing the applicant,
Rob Truax, Truax Engineering Group. So this is the last one in the subdivision. It's on the right-hand side when you come in from Delaney Drive on Jack Walsh Lane. This is the isolated wetland up on the northern side of the lot. Primarily on lot 11, but it encroaches onto lot 12 slightly. We show the house facing the street. The house is sitting up, walkout basement to the rear, filling up the front yard, leaching structures on either end, driveway going out with a front load coming straight into the house. I guess that's pretty straightforward. I did bring the silt barrier around to this gentleman's property. I mean, the 100-foot buffer ends here, but I brought it around the site down to the stone wall. There's a stone wall that runs along here. And I brought it all the way down to this stone wall, just as an added precaution in case any flooding happens while they're doing construction, but I think, and it also falls under the erosion control bylaw anyway, so I guess you could ask for that under other circumstances, so. We show the bounds around, one at the lot corner coming around, you will have another one here now, we just talked about that on lot 11, so that's gonna surround the isolated wetland with the bounds. And that's pretty much it, pretty straightforward.
Okay. Landis?
No additional.
Okay. Bailey?
I think we covered this on lot 11, but just that one on the property line, just putting it on the plan. That's it. Thank you.
Doug?
I'm good.
Emilio?
What's up?
Al?
I'm not seeing a property line on the north end here.
This is it here, Al.
This, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
Guys whited out?
okay, no,
No.
No.
Oh, you didn't know what it was? Just there.
okay, yeah,
That's it up there.
that's fine.
Okay. Betsy?
No.
Okay, had a question.
Point, it's lighter than this.
Oh,
This
yeah,
is
a question
thinner.
on the erosion control. You're showing it in the woods. Is that practical to show it, or should it be along the tree line?
You bring it up here more?
Well, I just wanna, what are they gonna, to get a erosion control line in there, what are they gonna do to get there?
It's a silt sock, so, I mean, it's not thick out there, per se, they could run it through there. I mean, I can bring it up.
Yeah,
I'm
it should be
actually,
at the
in my
limit
head
of
now,
walk.
I'm actually thinking it should come all the way up to here.
Yeah, I'm just thinking that then it would be more the limit of work, so you leave that, the trees there.
Do that.
Yeah, okay.
Sure.
Back to Al's comment, the property line is in bold here and here, and then it goes to unbold up there. That's why he was confused, because Al's seen billions of plans. When he sees a little thin line
This
like
one's a little
that,
thin, I won't.
yeah, but
You know what, this is the perimeter of the overall site, so it
Oh.
probably jumped out more than the
Okay,
interior
okay,
lot lines.
all right.
Okay, so we're gonna move the erosion, and you're gonna bring it all the way down,
I think so.
you'll bring it all the way down to the road?
There's a stone wall there, but we might as well come all the way up. I don't
I
think we
would,
had
yeah.
that on there for the subdivision. You got the subdivision plan in your hand, right? Actually, there is some on there for the subdivision. He's gonna go over that in a second, gentleman, right here.
Okay. Anything else? So, again, identify yourself for the record, please.
Richard Spellman, 29 Delaney Drive. That was my first issue here, is the temporary sediment basin. I don't see that anyplace else on the plan. I'm just curious what that is and how long that'll be there.
So that's not on this plan, that's on the subdivision plans that he's looking at, because it's over in this area, so there's a riprap entrance. The pavement ends here, coming off Delaney, that was all built up to this guy's driveway on the left. So then you got the riprap entrance up to here, and then when we were going through the approvals, Carl asked me to put some type of sediment basin here, so if any water did come down and spill off the edge, it wouldn't roll towards his property. So then a little temporary basin, this is in the subdivision approval, there's a temporary basin here. So that would remain until they got the road in place, paved, and they're controlling the runoff.
Okay.
And it's not just sheet flowing off the sides of the road, so they'll have a control and it's going into the drainage
So
system.
it won't be the whole construction time?
No, it'll probably be, how's how long it takes to build that road, probably 3 months,
Okay,
you know, whatever, until they get the binder down and get it to control the runoff.
okay. And then the erosion control barrier that is down through here is extended back. Is that because of this
Yes.
basin? So
Yes, and
that-
then on this lot that they're looking at, it's gonna go back even further when they build the house. It's gonna come back, we're gonna keep this piece, and it's gonna come back up here and go up like this. I'm keeping it away from the
And where are
lot
you
line.
gonna position the house, do you think?
It's sitting right in the middle.
You wanna show us on the plan there, so the folks at home
So
can
this is
see what you're doing?
looking at. This is that basin you're looking at, it's right here.
Bob,
You're on TV. Can't see the TV from there. Okay.
So this is where the temporary basin is for the subdivision.
Okay.
And the hay bales for the subdivision come out here and go up like this and over somewhere in here to go around that basin.
Okay.
So these hay bales are here already. So we're gonna extend it all the way down like this and bring it around that wetland when they build the house. Now, while they're building the road, until someone actually pulls a permit to build the house. Otherwise, the other erosion, that will stay there until they're ready to build a house.
Yeah, I was gonna say, that's gonna be delayed, will it not?
Correct. This could happen a year or two down the road. Who knows?
Okay, very good, thank you. The only other thing I wanted to mention, and I think the last time I was here was maybe sometime last year, and I related to you that I lived up in the seacoast in New Hampshire for a number of years and had a water problem in my basement, and it took me a significant amount of money to get it resolved. I got it resolved, and then subsequent to that, we moved back down here to Massachusetts. And I built this home with the builder and required him to raise the footings up 1.5 to 2 feet above what he normally would do. And we also put in a French drain. So in the 24 years that I've lived here, in an area that obviously is troubled with water, the way I see it, I mean, if I were shopping here today and I saw someone put isolated water wetlands on the property, I wouldn't buy it, and I certainly wouldn't buy it adjacent to where I have to put a storm drain system in the back of my yard. I don't know why anybody would buy that, frankly. So, and again, the homeowner is gonna be responsible for that, so that's a real question mark in my mind, that's gonna resolve a problem. But I think I'm okay. I just wanna make sure that this doesn't affect adversely what I've put money and effort into in a house that I put a lot of money into for 24 years.
All I can say that the engineer has complied with the requirements of the State Wetlands Protection Act and the town bylaw, and that's what these hearings are for that. And we appreciate your comment, but I think if you look at this whole general area, it has some water issues if you don't address them properly.
You would think we could find some dry land to build houses on. Doesn't seem like we can do that.
Unfortunately, that section of Walpole doesn't drain well, and you get water issues, and we have this huge wetland system that we've been working around this evening that demonstrates what, there is water there, and it's until the sewers were in, I don't think any of these lots would have been developable.
Probably not.
So,
But Rob, so there won't be any additional water coming off of the property onto his property? That's usually
Correct.
what your goal is.
That's absolutely right.
any other questions?
No, that's fine, thank
Okay.
you. I said my piece. Thank you.
Thank you for your comments. Okay, someone make a motion to close the hearing?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, abstained, 600. And someone make the order of conditions for the bylaw?
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed, abstained, 600. Okay.
So, Chairman, I know we have our next hearing, but I do not see Michael Freiberg nor,
They're in the hall.
Oh,
but can I possibly ask, there is a gentleman waiting here for the certificate of compliance for 7 Berkeley Drive. I believe it will be really quick.
yeah.
If you could just take him, if you would, and then we can move on to the West Street.
You can do that.
Thank you. Have a good night.
Okay, thank you, Rob.
So Scott, we're gonna just do one thing before you, it'll be really quick.
Let's go.
So there's a request for a certificate of compliance for two orders. One is for Lot 2 Berkeley Drive. It's 844, it's an order of conditions that was issued and wasn't acted upon, so you just need to issue a certificate of compliance for an inactive order of conditions for 315844.
Okay. Is that on, all right, someone make that a motion?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
So that's 500? Okay,
Okay, and then there are plans for this. So then the second order of conditions that was issued for 7 Berkeley Drive to build the house and stone wall is 3151037. And Pat Campignon has requested a certificate of compliance.
Let's see if
And
we need
there's
this.
a as-built plan that I'm passing
Oh,
on
okay,
right now.
okay. Hand that down.
If you want me to just explain, you can add on. I'm just gonna explain to the commission about the certificate, and if you wanna add on anything afterwards, you can. Okay, all right, so so the as-built plan, which is shown before you.
this is 2.
So everything was essentially completed according to the proposed plan. The only thing that is really slightly different is if you can see the wetlands kind of zigzags and the no alteration area, 25-foot no alteration area zigzags. The retaining wall was supposed to zigzag as well, and instead it was built straight. So that is a variation, and there were no alteration plaques out there. They did go out and put the no alteration plaques. And I went out there and took a look at the site, and between the stone wall and the wetlands is a very thick, robust wooded area. And the skunk cabbage, which is, the wetter wetlands, is really much further out in the wetlands. So once I went out and took a look at the site, I felt pretty confident that there's a good, robust buffer zone in between the retaining wall and the wetlands, even though it wasn't completely constructed as it's supposed to. And then there's a bunch of plantings along the retaining wall as well, more landscaping plantings.
Okay, so you're satisfied with
So
what it looks like?
I'm satisfied with what
Okay.
it looked at, even though it wasn't completely built according to the plan, and it does go in a little bit to the no alteration area. But I suspect that perhaps this wetlands line is one of those wetlands line that was delineated in the 90s, and sometimes they were very different because they often just went by vegetation rather than soils. So there sometimes is a slight difference with a wetlands line when you go to look at the soils. So I'm satisfied that it's good.
Anybody have any concerns with this?
I wasn't in the room, I don't know which one we're talking about.
Okay.
I'll
And you
request
can
a
abstain.
certificate of compliance. 7 Berkeley Drive.
Okay, so then someone make a motion to issue the certificate of compliance?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Okay, so stand, so 501.
You're good.
Thank you.
Something to
Okay.
bring with me?
We've got,
No, so we have to fill out the form and process it, and it can be ready.
Sure, yeah, I can do it tomorrow. Stop at your office? Any special time?
Probably closer to noon or 1.
Okay, right after lunch. Perfect, thank you very much.
we got something to sign.
Yeah, sign.
You have both, you have 2 of them to sign?
Okay, he's getting it, so you can move on, and then we'll make sure you get it signed. Yeah, because there's three certificates on the agenda.
I'll be right back.
Town of Walpole, Commonwealth of Massachusetts Conservation Commission Notice of Intent, Land Disturbance Permit in accordance with Massachusetts General Laws, Chapter 131, Section 40, Wetlands Protection Act and Walpole Wetlands Protection Bylaw, and Stormwater Management Bylaw. Notice hereby given, intent of Michael Freiberger to perform activity at 1049 West Street, Mass, map, Walpole, Mass. Map 38, Lot 51 and 56, including the expansion of the existing nursery with associated grading, septic and stormwater management. Alteration of over 40,000 square feet of land is proposed, and a portion of the work will occur within the 100-foot buffer zone of a bordering vegetated wetland. Application and plans may be viewed at the Conservation Commission office or at www.walpole-ma.gov/Conservation Commission. Public hearing on the above matter will be held in person March 27, 2024, beginning at 7:15 PM. All interested persons requested to be present. Time, the hearing's been opened and continued. So representing the applicant,
For the record, Scott Henderson of Henderson Consulting, the project civil engineer. With me here is Mike Freiberger, the owner and applicant. We were here about a month ago. We gave our initial presentation on the expansion of the nursery operation at what's now 1049 West Street. Since then, we have some updates to the plan. I conducted soil testing, witnessed by the town engineer, Carl Balda, about a week after that initial hearing. Soil conditions were fairly consistent with the initial design, but there were some changes that were made to the overall sort of drainage calculations. I'll switch plans here. The general scheme is about the same. East side of the site is access from the existing nursery.
excuse me, what sheet are you?
Oh, this is sheet 2 of 4,
Sheet 2.
zoomed in sheet. So overall design is generally the same. We have a stormwater basin at the far west end. I have updated calculations that were submitted to Carl. We had some back and forth, and those seem to be settled. So the design and stormwater management is sized to meet all applicable state and local standards. I'm gonna work backwards from the drain basin. We have a riprap infiltration trench upstream of our sediment forebay. Last time that was closer to our sort of gravel storage area here. We flip-flopped that, put in we have the 50-foot wide vegetated filter strip, and then we're calling for sort of a barrier of boulders or stones or something of the like to sort of demarcate where the site operation ends and stormwater management begins. So this was part of our discussion last time, sort of separating those things and making sure that that's maintained properly. Carl and I talked about that when we were on site, and it made more sense to me after hearing input from both you and Carl to set it up this way. So from that point back, we have what's called out now as a nursery planting area. So the goal here is to use a good amount of this area for Mike to be able to plant nursery stock, maintain that, and then harvest, ball it, and utilize it, and then replant and continue that operation seasonally. So we have in general, plan left is south side of our sort of stockpile area, the west side, and then the portion that isn't occupied by the septic system are all going to be used for planting, maintaining, and growing nursery stock. The main improvement, which is shown here, is that gravel stockpile area. It's notably smaller than what you saw in the last plan. Last plan, it was just about over an acre, about 44,000 square feet. It's 22,000 square feet now, so we took off just shy of 50% of that footprint, just to be able to have more planting area and to ensure that the stormwater works better. It really wasn't necessary to be that big last time, so we reduced that. Again, sort of marking out general soil stockpiles on here. The intent of that gravel pad is to just be maintained as strictly a gravel pad that Mike can move material as he needs, whether that's planting stock and nursery stock that he's just harvested and preparing to pack and move or sell, bringing in, stumps and things like that that then are processed into wood chips that are utilized, things like that. So there aren't going to be any structured, constructed storage bins like there are in the other part of the nursery. This is merely just sort of an operational space that's stable enough to run equipment over it. Other additions to the plan, there was a request to make sure that we sort of put a barrier up between this operation and the septic system. That's been approved by the Board of Health, so we're gonna use a similar thing, large boulders or the like. We still have some small stone retaining wall areas here. There's a detail on the last sheet of the site plan that shows that. Typical stone wall, field stone wall, non-mortared. You excavate out and compact the base and stack stones in a manner that allows you to keep that stable. The height of that wall is gonna be minimized somewhere between 3 and 5 feet at most, ideally under 4 feet wherever we can, so we don't have to produce a structural plan. And so the grading indicates that. See if there's anything else I missed. That was pretty much it. A lot of this was just adding more sort of information and notation on the plans. I will switch to sheet 3, which is the site preparation plan. We are subject to a NIPD's permit. We have an active NIPD's construction general permit for the other site. I have already expanded that to include this area in general, so we have that permit. One of the things that Carl's initial review requested was that we show construction period sediment basins that can capture 1 inch of runoff from the disturbed area. So what you see here is sort of a general thing. There's no sense in really producing detailed grading for construction period in here because it changes rapidly and frequently. But in general, you berm the edges of the site such that runoff is directed only to the west. And then the existing topography and what will be proposed sort of splits as you get toward the permanent stormwater area. And so we have 2 basins, one on either side. Those are just temporary depressions allowing runoff when the site's disturbed to collect there. During construction, that's adapted as needed, but this will be the first pursuit is to construct the site like this. When it's cleared and grubbed, then initial grading happens after erosion controls are in. And we want to isolate the area of the permanent stormwater basin, which is why these are located upstream of that, so that we can construct that permanent basin, stabilize everything before you discharge runoff to it. There's a construction sequence on this plan, and I did just send an updated set of plans today to Landis, so that's what I'm referencing here. The only changes on there since the initial set was submitted on Monday are the few things that Carl had asked for from a drainage perspective, so some updates and some details and things like that, so just so you're aware.
The details.
Yeah, the construction detail for the stormwater basin. Carl's review, that I didn't update these numbers for the storm elevations in the basin.
Inconsistent.
They were inconsistent between the calcs. Didn't change any compliance things. I think he responded to the email today, took a look, and it was just minutia that was sort of my oversight in making those updates in the latest set of calcs. And I think that covers everything that's updated since the last time.
Okay. Landis?
So I think Scott did a really thorough job with revising the plans and giving direction of construction, stormwater management, to follow, and areas that'll be planted and areas that are for stockpiling. It makes a lot of sense. So that's the redesign of the infiltration basin. So I provided, so the commission hadn't really seen our boilerplate order or anything for a while, so I did put in your packets, the recommended order of conditions, which includes boilerplates, and then towards the end, some special conditions pertaining specifically to this site. One of the things I was thinking about when I was writing this is, one, that we generally limit fertilizers, herbicides, and pesticides in the buffer zone, so the planting areas in the buffer zone, would be restricted to that. And in addition to that, I was thinking that, and I'm not exactly sure how you would do this, so the condition that I'm recommending is that every effort shall be made to prevent the migration of non-native plant stock into the wetland resource area by managing the water and other maintenance practices of the nursery plant stock. So what we don't wanna do is introduce non-native species into the wetlands, so that should be, thought of when deciding which plants go where.
Like they leave ECB in.
And then all landscape waste shall not be placed within the 25-foot no alteration area or the wetlands resource area. That should be a given, but it's in the order as well. Excavated material shall be stockpiled outside the wetlands buffer. You have plenty of space that's outside the wetlands buffer, if you have to move any of that topsoil around, that you can stockpile it away from the wetlands area. And then there's always like I said before, there's always a boilerplate condition regarding fertilizer and how it should be used in the buffer zone, and pesticides and herbicides as well. It should be limited.
Okay. Bailey?
You did call out that there are bounds, but I don't see them on the plan.
Yeah, I didn't show them graphically. I do have the bound on the plan, the standard, it's the one that we used last time, that might get put in. And just called for them every 25 feet along that 25-foot, no disturb buffer or limit of clearing. Do you want us to show them graphically, so that you can make sure, just
Squares.
add them? Okay, alright, I can do that.
Awesome. And I don't know if we ever talked about it, but just understanding that there's the nursery planting area that borders the 25-foot, within the 100-foot. Are you gonna have like tractors and machinery planting, pulling out plants, or is that all hand done?
Yeah, we use the ball.
Usually it's like a spade truck that would come down if it's something bigger. It almost has like a cone shape to it, drops in and picks it up and takes it out.
Yeah.
Can you plant smaller stuff, sorry, can you plant smaller stuff within the 100-foot buffer and the bigger stuff outside?
Yeah. It just depends on how long you want it to grow and mature before you pull it out.
We could condition that, so not to interrupt, but this area in the 100-foot buffer here, it's just this left side.
Mm-hmm.
It would be fair to say that you could limit what's grown and harvested in there to not require large equipment to pull it out, because there's so much other area you could put those larger plants.
Okay, I was thinking, if you did want to bring machinery in there, maybe there's more of a physical barrier you could put along that 25-foot buffer so the tractors and things don't accidentally go into the wetlands.
Go into that.
But I'm open
Like a
to,
split rail fence or something like that.
yeah, I mean, something.
We're gonna maybe do like arborvitae's or something to plant that line.
Oh, now you're talking my language, Michael.
More trees.
More trees. Or is there a different kind of tree? I don't know.
He's the landscaper.
You're right. Okay.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, something to just really kind of demark that that's the line that they can't cross.
Yeah, I was saying green giants like for that far line.
Yeah, we could do that. There needs to be a berm there for stormwater too.
Yeah.
And the grading, so you can berm that area up and plant on top of it, so it's like sort of very pronounced, like this is, you know, boulders and stuff too.
Doesn't matter, I mean,
Engineer, more big rock type of guy, I guess. Sorry, I keep suggesting that.
Anything else, Bill?
That's it. Thank you.
Doug?
Yeah, on sheet 2, I see the boulders you have to keep vehicles from driving over the septic field. But right above the septic field, is that a second septic field? What is that?
It's a reserve area, right? So when we design a septic system, you have to have a primary and a reserve. A lot of times you may see a configuration where there are trenches and you alternate, primary, reserve. We didn't do that in this case. So I have it here sort of as a reminder, but it's not being built. Nothing will be built in there. If this ever failed, this is the secondary
Expansion.
area. Well, not replacement, right? So it's only if this stops working that we have a second spot that it will work. So we're only protecting what we're constructing, because the issue is,
Sure, I understand. Thank you, that's it.
Emilio?
When's the proposed start and finish, this project?
as soon as we have the permit here, I think Mike's ready to go. So it's imminent and ideally completed, through the summer season. It shouldn't take that long, so.
All right, thank you, that's all.
Al?
First question, what is the water supply for this property?
It's a well,
A well, okay?
2 wells, yeah.
There's 2
Where
wells.
is the well? I'm not sure where I
It's on the other land.
Yeah, so I don't have it shown here, but there's a well just behind the building here. That's your potable
Okay.
one, right?
Yep.
That's the potable drinking well that serves water to the structure. On this side, there's a second well, and that's an irrigation, a sole irrigation well.
Okay.
So that's our water supply. All the infrastructure for this is sort of within the purview of the old permit.
Okay, so now, since you have well water, and you're gonna be disturbing a large piece of property, my only concern is that if we change the weather pattern that we've been having all winter, and now we get a dry spell, does that well have capacity enough to wet down the place so that you don't generate a dust storm?
So, two answers to that question. That irrigation well has a fairly significant draw. The flow rate up there was, I think, over 10 gallons a minute, which is sizable. 20, right, when you fracked it, 20 when you fracked it. The intent of planting this area so that we have sort of meadow grasses that aren't, that are left to grow, that are stable, it's to stabilize the area so it's not a dust bowl. During construction, we're obliged to have, if needed, water trucks available. If we, for some reason, don't have enough water drawn from the well, we will have dust control provisions on site during construction. And then everything.
That's my concern, is
Yeah.
that we could have the other extreme like we had recently, where things get very dry, and I don't want to see a dust bowl here.
Understood.
Okay, that's all I have, Jack.
Betsy?
Yeah, so your nursery planting area that's to the south is right against the 25-foot buffer, and to grow nursery stock that looks like what people want to pay a lot of money for, don't you need some pesticides and fertilizers? That's one of the things that's written up in the order of conditions here.
You mean to maintain those plants just in general?
Well, yeah, so that they look nice and fresh
Yeah, I
and
mean, a lot of
healthy, so
it's-
people will pay money.
A lot of it's gonna be deep root fed, so all they're on the plants themselves, it's putting a probe in the ground to actually fertilize those plants, not residual sprays as much. The residual sprays you're doing are things like disease controls, and a lot of that's post having issues. So it's, if you don't have those issues, you're really not applying that.
But if you did have them,
Then you'd spray, yeah.
okay, so, it has to be reconciled with the stipulations here about
So we didn't.
along that southern border of the property that's right next to the 25
Within the
foot.
buffers on there.
Yeah.
So we haven't read the draft permit. How's that provision written?
It's just limited.
This is limited.
You're not supposed to have this stuff dripping into the 25-foot buffer and then into the wetlands.
Yeah, that's reasonable.
Use of herbicides and pesticides.
So they're not prohibited in the buffer zone, they're just
No.
limited use?
Use of herbicides and pesticides within the buffers shall be limited, and residual products shall not drain into the wetlands. So it
Okay,
needs to be
so-
controlled.
Okay, so so if there's a, for fertilization, if you agree to deep root only.
Right,
within
so that's herbicide and
the buffer zone.
pesticides, and then, I'm sorry, so fertilizers, all
Fertilizers.
right, use of fertilizer shall comply with the requirements of, 330 CMR 31, which is testing the soil.
Okay.
What if we did two, like if we did the berm, the trees, and then left ECB in for forever? on that backside,
With the sprays, it's more, it becomes
aerial.
aerial with the spray, and then when it rains on that or you water it, then it contaminates the runoff, you know? But by berming it, we allow that to soak into the soil below, but still.
So I think it sounds like agreeing to limited fertilization within the 100-foot is reasonable.
Intentionally use of fertilizers.
Yeah, okay, so it's, instead of being haphazard, so I guess, you know, that sounds like a provision I've heard in frequent permits where you wanna prevent someone whose lawn is within the 100-foot from just constantly spreading, you know, Monsanto special fertilizers and herbicides, right?
Right, and if
So-
we go out there and it looks like a lot of it's getting in the wetlands, and then
We should
there's
see
an issue and
evidence
you
of
need to do
there's an
something
issue.
different.
Okay. I think that's something Mike seems to be able to comply with.
Of course.
Anything else then? Okay, anyone in the audience have any questions or comments? Please identify yourself for the record. Would you come up to the microphone and also sign in on our sign-in sheet there for us, please? Pass the sign-in sheet down. Thank you.
My name's Paul Wilson, 1115 West Street. Got a couple of questions or concerns about it. So this is, I guess, the stormwater drainage. So this is from the site, water's gonna run down into here. And so up on the site, I have a private well, so I have some concern about.
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
Make
I have concern about, can you hear me okay? I have.
We can hear you, but we need to make sure you address it for the microphone. So
Okay.
you're on
You're good.
TV,
So,
good work.
got a private well. I can see the stormwater drainage. He's got the area up there where we're working. You know, there's some precautions with the fertilizer. But you do a snow operation too with salt, right? So there's salt up there. And I don't know, you know, I'm not worried about it up there so much, but if it's really gonna be, if it gets into the area and gets down to there, then I worry about it getting to my well. So that's one concern I have.
Excuse me, what is your address again?
1115 West Street, so,
See, so you would be,
yeah, see where he's pointing on the map? So I'm on the other side of the wetlands,
okay.
and my well's right back there. So that's the only concern I have there, is just making sure that somebody's looking out for that issue. And the last time I was here, I had mentioned about what I thought the noise and privacy concern, the removal of all the mature evergreen vegetation that's in there will cause. So then I was looking for some kind of a noise and privacy mitigation plan.
If I recall, wasn't there, the same gentleman that, there was some cedar trees?
Right, that area's loaded with very mature pines and cedar trees.
And that is where now? Refresh on the plan. Yeah, on the plan, where is that?
So this is Mr. Wilson's house.
Yeah.
He was concerned about the clearing, particularly down in this area,
A little further,
relatively close, further up.
yeah, towards the lot line between the two houses.
Okay, so in this area too.
Because like I said, it's like a megaphone where you have the building down to there. Where you're putting the drainage ditch isn't as much of a problem for me.
Basically, I think if I recall, you said you weren't going to be clearing any of these.
No, I think, so my recollection at the last meeting is that the concern was brought up, but we hadn't done, I hadn't done soil testing yet down in that area with Carl and agreed to when we went out there to take a look. You know, there's about 140 feet between our limited clearing and the opposite edge of the 25-foot notice there based on sort of record mapping of that wetland area. So there's a sizable vegetated buffer that still remains. As far as providing, you know, planting and screening and sound mitigation, I don't think that Mike is averse to doing that. However, the permitting that we're talking about now is relative to stormwater in the wetland, not exactly sort of an operational question. So I don't think there's a aversion to being neighborly, but putting it as a condition of this permit didn't seem like something that we would typically codify in the plan.
No, I mean, it seems like there is quite a bit of distance between
Significant.
the operation on this application and your abutting property.
That doesn't mean that Mike's not willing to plant there. It's
Right.
just.
My own concern was more of the wetland area is not evergreen type stuff. So in the winter, it's bare, and that's really when the problem is. It will fill out, obviously, in the summertime, so it's not as bad. But it's the evergreens, the cedars and the pines, any that can be preserved along that line and supplemented with something else. I'm not against them trying to get some space, but it'd be nice to have some kind of a barrier year-round.
So I think Mike's willing to sort of work that out.
What I'm all I ask.
Yeah, because I think you're right, it isn't something that we could put into the conditions, it is more like a neighborly agreement, because we really are about water, stormwater, and,
No.
It's noise in my well.
The well question is pertinent. I do want to put on the record that, regulations and standard practice about placing stormwater basins, you want to make sure the stormwater infiltration basin has pretreatment to try and remove some of those pollutants that you have in runoff. We don't have a scenario where we have a higher potential pollutant load on the site or anything like that. And we are more than 100 feet, probably closer to 200 feet from this drainage basin to any well, and that's the standard design there. So the separation is there to ensure that there's, so no immediate, any sort of contamination issue. So just.
Is there anything for the salt, to keep the salt from getting into?
Salt's up on the other
Right,
side.
when you're loading trucks and you get the spilling.
Sir, in addition to that, there are requirements for salt storage. There has to be on
Okay.
a slab and it has to be covered so that the rain
just-
doesn't infiltrate through the salt. The salt slurry can't leave the site of the salt storage and get into the groundwater. There are regulations pertaining to
That was
that.
in our previous permit extensively.
Yep.
so.
I'm a salt spreader for the state for many years, so believe me, it does get loose, as much as you have conditions.
I know, and
covered.
I've gone around to places around town and told them they need to fix it, so, yeah.
Right, so as long as good, best practices is all you can ask for.
Exactly, best practices on that, so.
Any other questions or comments?
No, those are my only
Okay.
concerns.
Thank you for your comments and questions, okay? No one else has any questions or comments, so we'll make a motion to close the hearing.
So moved.
second,
All in favor?
Aye.
600. We have the order, and was there any changes that we want to make based on our discussion? Is there anything else? Or did we get it all? Okay, so someone make a motion for the order as noted?
So moved.
second.
All in favor? Aye. 600. Okay. We've got the other things to sign.
Make a motion to issue the land
Oh,
disturbance permit.
okay, so we make a motion to issue the land disturbance permit.
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
600. Thank you.
Thank you, appreciate it.
This is,
That's the order in the land disturbance permit?
Yes.
Okay, and then we
This
have
is the
the
certificate of compliance.
Okay, land
I can
disturbance.
pass it around when we do the last one. This is the third one.
Yep, there's two more. And for 7 Berkeley, yeah, one for 844.
okay, we got the other two for the certificates of compliance. Might as well.
Can I go, can
Yeah,
Can
go
we,
over these
can
other
we,
ones while
can
we
we walk
sign
and chew
it?
gum?
Yeah.
Oh, no, that's up to you guys.
yep, that's a
Go
great
ahead.
idea.
Okay, so we have a certificate of compliance for Swan Pond, DP 315984, and this is was an order of conditions through Solitude Lake Management for the treatment of the ponds in Swan Pond's homes. They have requested a certificate of compliance and to include the continuing conditions 11 through 16, which pertain to every year writing an annual report to the commission on the ponds and what the treatments will be for that particular year. So they'll just use the continuing conditions in the certificate of compliance to continue their pond maintenance.
So we have a certificate of compliance and a
Yes, the
continuation
Swan
extension?
Pond, no, just a certificate of compliance for Swan Pond Homes.
Okay.
The first one.
Someone want to make that a motion?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
600.
And then we have a request for a certificate of compliance for 1148 Washington Street, Phil Mackey's site, DEP 315983. John Glosser submitted a request for a certificate of compliance. All work has been substantially completed according to the plan and the order of conditions.
Okay, someone want to make that a motion?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
We've got 2 more forms to sign.
They're coming. This is Swan Pond and Washington Street.
Okay, now there were 2 for Swan Pond, or is this just it's the same one? Okay. I run out of ink here.
And then
I'm
we-
running out of energy
Should I
to
do
sign.
the extension, Chairman, also, are you,
Yep.
Yes.
are you?
Vice Chair says yeah.
Is this
Sorry.
for the,
Berkeley, I abstained because I wasn't here to participate. Do I sign it?
you can still sign, but
Okay.
you abstain from the vote. So that was which one, Berkeley?
Yeah, I just wasn't in the room.
I didn't
Oh,
even
we
notice
did.
you were gone.
I had to run to the
We did.
restroom.
That was a 500.
Right, so do I sign this, though?
Yeah, you can
okay,
still sign it.
Thanks.
It was 501 or something.
Well, it was 500 and then 501. There were
Oh,
2
okay.
we had.
Oh, okay.
So the last item, we have an extension for Royal Crest Country Club, their Rainbow Pond Vegetative Management Plan under 315-1149.
I'll abstain from that. Betsy, you want to do that?
Oh, why are you, oh, because you live there. Okay. So would someone like, oh, what's the extension for? I mean,
For their vegetative management plan for Rainbow Pond.
for how many, for how long?
We generally do 1 year, but sometimes for vegetative management plans, we extend it to 3, just because
What do you
it's an
think?
ongoing thing. I recommend 3.
Okay, so would someone like to move that we extend for 3 years for Rainbow
So
Pond?
moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Right.
So that's 500.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm
no,
in.
501.
No, I'm out completely, so I don't,
So 500.
Okay.
I have
Right.
recused, I guess, from that
Okay,
process.
okay.
You can either abstain or just,
Yeah,
Just make a note that I
Right.
recuse myself from that hearing,
Yep.
and that discussion.
okay.
So we have that to sign, the extension.
I might have not, I might not have that. That is my bad.
You're so concentrated on all those orders.
There was so.
Got everything else.
I kinda, yeah. I was like so sure I was not gonna miss any of these orders and conditions, and I didn't.
We were talking earlier, before the meeting opened, about you having the ability to sign for the commission. And it came up that some commissions, that's what they do. So you could do that for
An
this?
extension, yeah, sure. We still
no,
have
for
that.
everything.
For everything.
That's how they do it in Weston. Right, Josh?
Yeah, but again, it's virtual, so it makes sense.
Right, so when we were virtual, I did sign. You guys signed virtually and I signed as
Okay.
agent.
Oh,
So
okay, okay.
we still have that in place essentially, so I could do the extensions.
Right.
I wouldn't sign for everything. I think having your signatures on orders is good, because old orders, you can look back. The orders for 1906, Jack Wiley, what? No, just kidding.
Pardon me.
Lamo.
Give me a couple more years, please.
1906, fantastic.
My question is, do you want me to run upstairs and get us a sheet?
That's
or-
okay, for
Okay.
the
No.
extension, I think it's apropos.
Yeah, you can
It's
sign
okay.
it. Okay, good.
Just make a note that this was signed by Landis for the commission.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But there was some order that was a ways away that, AFA was like, Jack Wiley was on the commission then? It was quite a while.
Sure it was.
It's been a while, yes.
As well
And Al as
as
well.
Al.
And Al was on before I was,
Yeah.
Yeah,
and then he was off, and then he came
Yeah.
back.
Yeah.
So there'd be,
so it is
there'd
interesting.
be some that,
I think it's just a signing night, so that's why that came up. I don't think it's
Right.
usually an issue that we're signing stuff.
And if it becomes too burdensome.
But gosh, this was burdensome tonight.
We should just get stamps made. and we
My
just
hand is-
Stamp our name.
God.
Anything minefield.
You know, right?
All right.
well,
write
this
everything
is,
they say.
the issue, you gotta do a lot of
Ad lib.
paperwork because of all these
Yeah.
things that we've completed. So there's a lot of work that has
Yeah.
to be done.
Right, but
I actually did
I had him set up the orders to begin with, because you can put up most information.
Right, right.
Now, what else do we have?
Are there minutes that need to be voted?
We need minutes from April 10th. Someone want to move those?
So moved.
Okay, is that the one that I was not,
You and Al are.
okay, so Al,
think
you
that's
cannot
you.
move it.
I think that's yours.
All right, I'll move minutes.
Al, you
second.
and I are abstaining.
And did we get a second?
Second.
Medio, second, okay. All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
So that's 4 and 0 and 2 abstain, 402. Okay. Where we go? That's yours, I think.
Oh.
Yeah, I was. Okay, so we got the minutes done, we got the all the certificates are done, extension is done. Under appeals, well, on the enforcement order, we still have, we voted to vacate the enforcement order on 15 Pinnacle, but do we still have a non-compliance?
No,
Was that
we're
it?
good, we're good,
So that can come off?
yes.
So this is done,
Yeah.
okay,
I'm gonna-
completed.
there's-
Um,
send them all.
And on the appeals, the Wall Street, let's just look at Warwick Road Extension. That has finally been resolved, and the bottom line is that the applicant has to resubmit a notice of intent, and the commission has to respond within 21 days. Is that about it?
Correct, he's gonna submit the notice of intent, both, he agreed under both the Wetlands Protection Act and the bylaw. We'll have to, hold a public hearing within 21 days and then issue decision with 21 days. So normally what we do, but we will have to, make sure with this particular application, if it goes beyond, we'll have to get a waiver, but we should receive that soon.
So we were just waiting, so the ball's in his court to make a filing.
Correct.
So that can come off as an appeal at this point then, I believe, right? We can remove that from our appeal.
It won't completely be out of stay until the order is issued.
Okay, so we'll keep it on till we're done with that then, okay. And on Pinnacle Historic Mill,
So I
we're
have
still
not
waiting on something
gotten
on
the
that,
final.
aren't we?
Yep, the final decision.
Wow.
Okay, keep on. Okay. Was there anything else? Does that cover everything?
No, I think that's it, just, yeah, that's it.
Okay, we have we have some hearings for May 8th, I believe.
Yes.
Okay. It's not on the list, but I thought pretty sure we have,
We currently have 4 hearings for May 8th. Or 4 items for May 8th, I should say.
Oh, you're.
Hearings or items?
Items, let's see, 3 hearings and 1 item.
Oh, okay.
okay,
4 items, 3 hearings, 1 thing that's not an item.
so, but we're still on for, oh, that was, huh?
You wanna look at it?
May 8th was,
We have Brook Lane,
was one of those, Mr. Petrosi was
Brook
something?
Lane,
That's Brook
formerly
Lane.
known
That's
as
Brook
Burns
Lane,
Ave.
okay,
Yeah.
all right, Brook Lane,
what, 130 West Street, West End Residence,
Oh,
West
yeah.
End Spring.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
And then the Ponset View Terrace, Walpole Housing Authority,
Oh, yeah.
which is off of Main Street.
Yep.
Near the railroad tracks.
here, okay.
And then, Fairfield Summer Street is coming in for discussion on a modification.
Okay.
Okay.
Were we gonna get together with Rob Truex on something on the Brook Lane?
So Rob Truex and I and Carl in-house had a staff
You
meeting.
did?
Yes,
Okay.
and went over some recommendations for the 25-foot no alteration area.
So that's been done?
Yes,
Okay, all taken care of,
yes.
okay. When did he take over the business?
And did what?
It's
Truex?
Truex
They
Group.
just kind of split. So Joyce
GLM.
Basting is still there, but she's on one side and Truex is on the other.
So they're sort of working together, but they're two different companies
Yes,
now?
that's my understanding.
Oh, okay, interesting. Is that recent, is it?
I believe so, yes.
Yeah, okay. All right, so that's it. You don't have anything else?
We're good.
Move to adjourn.
Nobody has anything else?
Second.
No, no one has anything else. All in favor?
Nobody has it? Okay. Are
Aye.
you ready? Okay. Did you cut us off?
Yeah, you
No.
vote.
Yeah, everyone vote.
Aye.
Aye.
Aye.